Alright, hypothetically, we are live. Welcome to the VOD, because I doubt there's anyone in the chat right now. Hello. We are going to be continuing on after taking a break for a week. That's the intro. Congratulations, you've done it. Good start. Hopefully it's all going up fine.
Hello.
Yeah, okay. Just any other things I need to like click on before? I've even toggled to live chat immediately because I am a professional streamer with a checklist.
I didn't.
We have actually hit the big double digits today because this is the 10th of those. Can you believe it?
Oh, yeah.
We've committed like 15 hours or more.
Didn't you said you wanted to put the title at the end of the stream with the number?
I might have, but I've totally forgotten about that.
What
did I want to do? Oh, drawing stream and then like in parentheses.
No, you remove the number and you put it at the end of the stream, so people that actually see this on their page will join. Like, oh hello, what's that? And don't see the actual.
Good plan. I'm doing that. I've edited the title. It is now just without the number. That is one thing. Another thing I thought about doing is, because I have exports after every stream, after every stream we do, I have an export. So what I could do is I could maybe make thumbnails showing the progress. So if you look at the playlist for this, you can actually see kind of what stage the drawing is at as you look at the streams. So that's probably good. And it could... I could also do it in a way that I could use the previous thumbnail for the next stream, so it would also show a bit more of what is actually being drawn as opposed to the kind of logo, because it's not really representative of what is actually being drawn. That's just that's just an idea.
I've just created a new account to be anonymous on YouTube now.
You are not going to dox yourself anymore? What?
Hello, to post my next YouTube video on this channel.
Shalom.
Because my other one is literally my first name and second name, so just
no, you're nice and anonymous. No, nobody's gonna complain about that.
Yeah.
And I can no longer make fun of you for this particular issue. I'll have to find something else. Okay, so last time we had the disappearing airplane. I recall that. That's not on the time lapse. Speaking of the time lapse, I should probably start recording that, shouldn't I? Record. There we go. So that's recording. Fantastic. So on the agenda today, we've got this area, and this area down here. And that's, I think, once we get some detail into those, I think we could start moving on to actually rendering something, you know? Actually
maybe
some color,
have you only take one building and you try to color palette it. Because maybe just
I am fully expecting, disclaimer, I am fully expecting that the first thing we actually shade on the picture is going to get thrown out before the final result.
Yeah, of course. But maybe you can just take a single building and...
Dude, this is all on one layer.
And put it in one screen and like a white screen and just try some colors on it. Like not on the actual whole picture, you see?
I could.
Just
I'm not yet sure how I'm gonna do that. I'm honestly... I've never done something this big. I have no methods. I am not prepared at all.
I mean, knows the plan.
We'll figure it out somehow. And if we don't figure it out, well, it's gonna be bad. And that's not a problem because we can just try again, turns out.
I'm gonna switch off the lights just a sec.
Wow, this man likes darkness. What does that say about his character? Actually, this pillar right here, it could be... I could move it into the background because it is actually at such an angle. This is kind of... This kind of makes sense as the kind of depth axis for this. And if I move that, that removes a bunch of the clutter I had in here, which in turn should mean this whole section could be a bit nicer. So what I'll do is I'll erase most of this and redo it with a much more transparent brush, so it looks more like it's in the background. We also get slightly cleaner lines for that, so it's not in the way. Okay, and now we have this, and that's cool. So the plan we had for this was to add some kind of train station somewhere in here. I'll probably introduce another layer for that, why not? So I'd just like to point out all of this is on one layer, and that's definitely not going to be a problem at any point in the future. It couldn't possibly become a problem. Why would it? Right. So how does can we just put a steam locomotive in here? Like, you know, one of those children draw? Like with the chimney and everything? I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, kind of fit.
But I would like to kind of, because this is like a whole floor, right? So this is like a horizontal plane. So it would be kind of nice to combine a steam locomotive with one of those rail thingies that go like below this, you know, train that's like attached to the bottom of a rail, and it goes. I've seen a picture of those in they are in some cities. You've got like rails like that. And just go over the top, right? So, except how do you do this with a steam locomotive?
Put the steam on like down part, going to like downside,
like this. I think it would be cool if it had like those on the side. It had like two pipes, kind of like this. This is gonna look more like diesel pipes or something like that. But the idea would be like this: that you put it just shoots like steam off to the side as it goes.
It doesn't really need to be abandoned. It's just an idea we had, but
we can make it abandoned afterwards, right? The sketch could be, we could start with something that would be functional and then make it abandoned later, kind of. So so I'm thinking this could be the thing like in front of the car, like the car. This is what is actually pulling the.
Yeah, I see.
Could have a little bit of of a thing attaching it to the rail. Maybe like this, and then you could on the back of this attach. Maybe on the back of this attach like some train carts. Those would kind of look more like traditional train carts, except they wouldn't have wheels because, well, they would have wheels here, like upside down train cart. Why not? Do those things even need roofs? Actually, they would. That's a stupid question.
They don't like roof. They don't have nothing to.
You're just sitting in a bowl. You know, there's no roof. Yeah. There's just this, and you know, you actually hop in.
Yeah.
And you walk out. There's a ladder, like on the.
Jump down, guys. Train is here.
The train is just a bowl. There's not even seats. You just jump onto the pile of human flesh.
It's like a big container.
Container. I think is the word you were looking for.
I will not have any English tonight. Just
that's fine. We can. That's fine. English is not required. We are merely pretending this stream is actually in a made-up language. This is
good.
This is actually a very smart strategy, because if it's all in a made-up language, then I can replace the meaning of every word spoken afterwards to whatever I want. So if anybody tries to cancel me for something I've said, I'll just say, haha, it was in a made-up language, dumbass. You've been trolled.
That's like kind of a nice way. Imagine you make a language and you just like put a video with just like some the worst word you can possibly think of. That words that have been banned from this, like.
But it's in your own language, so you're speaking in code.
Yeah, doesn't work. You can say whatever you want. If like community starts speaking a weird language, you can literally say whatever you want.
It'd be funny if they actually implemented like your made-up language into the algorithm specifically to ban you for swear words in a language you made
Yeah,
up. That would
that
be
will mean
hilarious.
that will mean like someone in YouTube working at YouTube will need to learn the language. Actually,
Yeah,
get what the fuck all the like
yeah, like, oh,
slang.
these guys made a whole language. I That sounds like a kind of cool thing if I had more time on my hands.
Yeah,
That sounds like a
I
genuinely cool
mean
thing to attempt.
there are languages that already exist and no one talks, so this you could just take one.
Latin.
No, I think more like of fantasy languages, like
Oh,
Tolkien universe
Elvish.
and stuff. Maybe not Elvish because this one is kind of famous, but
I mean, still, there's surely no like algorithm for.
probably
And
are.
there's gonna
I
be
mean,
people. There's gonna
you
be
can
people who
learn
already
on
speak
Duolingo,
Elvish,
so
probably. Like somebody actually learned that language surely by now.
you can learn it from Duolingo. So
Elvish.
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not a good choice then. You have to be more esoteric than that.
Yeah, I mean there are around 30 languages in the Tolkien world, so you can just pick another one.
Tolkien's a
Probably.
beast. That man's brain is
He was
beyond.
literally passionate by languages and then invented the world afterwards. So, so yep.
I mean, it's a great job. Created something wonderful, a beautiful world. No, a whole. It's a monumental job to like create a universe of that scale, and also have it be
Yeah,
consistent, right? Because it.
and when you think of that, it created that for only his kid. That's even crazier.
I don't think it's only for his kid. I think
Yeah,
he.
it was. It was.
I think
It
it's more
just
than just his
he
kid.
no, he didn't publish nothing. It's the kid that did.
Did he not?
No.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Surely
Yeah.
not.
The most of the work was not even in the sixth film,
What do you mean sixth film?
like 3 Hobbit and 3 Lord of the Ring.
Yeah, there's.
That's like maybe
What?
15% of the
Film?
whole world movies.
Oh yeah, I
Let's
mean,
say.
yeah, I know the movies, but there's books, right?
Yeah, there's books,
Like,
but like
yeah,
there's only one other
I've read
famous
those.
books, and
He's,
like that's not
well,
the
he's
whole
got his
world.
free. Yeah, he's got the free Lord of the Rings
This
books. Then
is,
there's the
I
Hobbit.
think,
There's the
from the
Silmarillion. There's a bunch more.
yeah from the first line that he wrote, not the person, because now the series wrote from another person.
Well,
From the like
the
first line, yeah, the Prime Video one,
oh
I think it
god,
is
the
on.
Rings of Power. I've heard
Yeah, that's
absolutely wonderful things, and by absolutely wonderful things, I mean
no, I liked it. I liked it. This is like not in the same vibe, but this is cool because it's the same universe and they like respected the rules, so I actually liked it. But it's not like same energy that they put it, especially in the film, because like the producer was, I don't know the name, but
director,
yeah,
probably.
director, yeah, and so it's not the same energy and stuff. But I liked it, and yeah, the first line he wrote was 1700. Yeah, no, 17,000 years before the Hobbit movies.
Yeah,
So
because
there's
he's
actually
got
like a lot of history in forgotten
he's
languages
he's got a
and stuff.
whole
So
he's got a whole universe planned out for this
yeah,
stuff, but that's
yeah,
like
like
that's a whole
not only
universe, and it doesn't just start at the current time, right? It's a whole.
yeah. Not only like a whole map and languages, he created like the history line, the
Yeah,
like kings, the
the gods.
dynasties, the who was meant to like fall and the language meant to disappear. What language was meant to come from two other. That's like crazy when you really, because I've read
So
some books about that, and
the
that's
sheer
crazy.
scope of the project is incredible. And then
And
he
like he started this just to tell stories to his kid. That's just crazy.
what a smart man as well. Like you seriously have to have some brain power to be able to build something like that.
Yeah, there are some powerful weirdos in this earth sometimes.
Yeah, there's like these random. There's some people who just are absolutely incredible at whatever it is they do. Like they have their niche, and you can't possibly hope to match what they know and what they do.
Yeah,
Some incredible stuff.
There's a biopic about him, and the biopic is one thing that I found really impressive. He created a language at the age of, like, I think it was 6 or 7, to talk to his sister, and the language was like sentences that the parent will just say a lot, and like it was coded by just animal name, like rat, pigeon, cat, dog was a special sentence that the parent would say to joke about them.
So he started by doing a little trolling, is what you were saying.
Yeah. His first language was literally a troll to troll
Fantastic.
his parent with his sister. I found that really funny.
That's great.
Like,
honestly.
And when you think, at the age of 6 or 7, I was not creating some language. What the fuck?
Yeah, no. Actually, this is something I could flex about. What age did you start? What age did
kangaroo.
you? That's Tari. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream where we draw things. This is what we have so far.
Was he aware of that? Have you seen it already? Probably.
I don't know. I am persistently amazing at self-promoting, and I of course I plaster everything I do all over the internet everywhere. Of course. You know. You've seen the VODs? Oh, that's cool.
You watched the VODs, you crazy
Crazy. This man's literally mentally insane. Somebody stop him.
Catch alive, yeah.
You don't say catched like that, young man. You say caught. You've been Englished.
Yeah, I mean, of course, not fully.
Okay, not fully. This man is not completely mentally deranged. Only slightly.
That's like more than 18 hours, I guess.
Yeah, that's a couple hours of the streams, because we've been going for like 10. This is the 10th. The 10. There's 10 of them.
Yeah, like probably 17 or 18 hours. That's a lot.
And we are just barely finishing the sketch.
Yeah.
That's alright. But I like the idea, and that's the spirit. This man believes in what we are doing.
Yeah, if you have some suggestion, we take it all, because...
No, I hate feedback, and opinions are wrong. Don't listen to this man, he knows nothing about opinions. I'm gonna put myself under a hot stream of water. Damn. This man's about to boil himself alive, and he's just announcing it like that in the live chat. Crazy lengths people will go to.
I'm not sure you wrote opinion like that, but who cares?
What opinion do you? Don't put opinion here. Yep, do not. Yes, I
He's
shower.
showering? What the fuck?
What? This man has personal hygiene? What? In my audience? What do you mean? You're making us look bad in contrast. By contrast. This is... I cannot have... What a PR nightmare. Some man comes onto my stream's chat to announce he's going to take a shower. Can you believe it?
Look at his face. It's literally... Ooh!
What is this face?
It's like a YouTube emoji.
It looks like a face, like somebody being punched.
Yeah.
At least on the tiny size.
But imagine him saying, ooh!
I beat one of your Portal 2 challenge mode times. I even have challenge mode times on Portal 2. I don't remember doing that. Congratulations, I suppose.
Who plays this game?
Dude,
I knew,
we could make a video where I design a puzzle, I record the process, and then I give it to my friends to play. It'd be even funny if it was like a co-op chamber. And just subject, two of you guys to trying and beating it.
what the fuck?
I've tried to make a video like that where I've designed a puzzle and then I think I've scrapped the concept. Maybe it's somewhere on my hard drive still, but I think
I
I
never played
thought
this game. I know the concept, but I never played this game.
You've never played Portal 2?
Nope.
It's a great game. Give it a go.
Yeah. I know.
Please
I
make a
didn't
puzzle.
play much of like different games.
Look, I'll show you. I'll show you a puzzle. Look, here's a puzzle. This is a puzzle.
Be right back.
He couldn't handle it. He had to go. He was like, "Oh no, this is beyond my capacity for thinking. I must depart immediately." And then he left. Dude, what am I doing? I'm drawing windows.
Man, I need to show you a clip at the end of the stream. Remind me of that.
Gaming?
That's not like, yeah, this is gaming, but that's
yeah,
not
guys,
like,
this guy games and he hits clips. That's right.
That's not like a frag or something. That's like a damn clip, but I accidentally replayed it, and the timing is just like crazy. That's more than crazy. You get it.
Okay, I'm kind of interested. I'll be honest. I kind of am. Oh, I have a cool idea for this. And by cool idea, I mean it would be cool if this was like something. Now that's some great thinking, piece of thinking being presented.
I mean, I kind of want to invest myself in this, and I just saw of a dumb video I've just found on the internet one day. That was like a guy who worked on like I don't know what, I think it was a painting project, but on like this like digital something, and he just like took too much, like so much time to actually get the right color in place and stuff. He literally remembered every code, like
color code.
Color code of it, and like the video was him at a party saying that he challenged anyone to show a color, and when he would give the code of it. like you actually see the video where like he get a color and say the color, and then the lady just swiped down and said like, yeah, it's right. What the fuck?
That's pretty good.
I mean, like, who would do that? Like
I could estimate if you gave me. I could probably estimate, but I wouldn't be too accurate with it.
That's the man just like spent 500 hours coloring time, and it's just like now he's. Oh yeah, that's E364H1, of course.
Yeah, especially the H. Yeah. There can't actually be a H in the hex code. Actually, do you know what those? Do you know what a color code is? Like what information it contains?
I never worked with it, so
it's a pretty interesting thing. So
I think it was.
So you've got the hash, and then you've got six digits essentially, and those digits are a number from 0 to 9 or a letter from A to F.
Yeah, that's hexadecimal, I think it is in
hexadecimal,
French.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hexadecimal. And so this means 0 to 9, and then A to F is 10 to 15. So, and then the way it is set up is this is the red component of the color, this is green, and this is blue. And the value you can actually write on two hex digits is 255. So it's 0 to 255 for each of those. And this makes up the color. So if you look at color selectors, usually you've got an option to select Hold on, I can even open it. See, you've got red, green, and blue, and they go from 0 to 255.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yep. And do you know why they go to 255?
No, but it's probably a math thing, I'd say.
Well, kind of. Yeah, it's a computing
It's
thing.
like,
So you
it's
know
probably
binary.
Yeah. I know. Like each hexadecimal thing is 4 bits. So
Yep. And 2 is 8, and 8 bits is called a byte, and that is basically usually you can, if you say formats, I can't open it because I am capturing a window. Oh, you can see it down here. There's RGB/alpha, 8-bit integer, 8-bit integer per channel. So that means each pixel has a value of 055 for red, 0255 for green, and the same for blue and for alphas, which is transparency.
It's like I don't know what you call it, like 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So it's like 4.
Yep, it's
how do you say it?
It's 255.
Like the same. No, I mean the
power
same
of
square.
exponentiation. It's called.
Yeah, 4 power of 4. That's
yep.
Yeah.
There's a bunch
kind
of
logic when you think of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors you can represent with this, but there's even more. There are even more complex formats.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of try and.
Seeing it kind of breaks your head. You can literally like.
Again,
I don't know. Like, I think if you like add a single bit more, it's like multiple million color that you get more.
Yep,
like that. It's crazy.
But you can add even more bits because I'm pretty sure there's formats like float. For each channel, which floats are usually like the smallest precision float is usually 32 bits. So then you have the number of bits you would normally have for each pixel, you have for each channel. So you so you quadruple the amount of information you store about each bit, and you end up with some just absolutely ridiculous number of
that's 4 power of 8. Surely.
Yep. So that's gonna take
channel times 3.
times 4 because you also have alpha, which is transparency.
Oh yeah.
So you end up with just some absurd amount of information. Like you can see,
8.
This is using. You can see if I click down here. This is using
times 4. That's 262,444. 144.
This thing is supposedly using 340 megabytes. The 430. The image I have loaded at the moment, and I'll check in Task Manager. That seems about right because it's 474 megabytes being taken up in memory by Critter to actually store all of the layers on this in this image. Yeah, it's crazy. And then if you look at it at like this size and you just glance past it as you go, it's kind of incredible just how much information we load and then how much of this information is actually retained in the brain, which is often 0. Like, you don't know.
I mean, that's why we invented that, literally. So
I mean, yeah, but it's still kind of funny to think about that we've invented all this great technology to transfer information, and now we have so much information we can't possibly remember it all, so it just gets transferred and then lost. And all of those gigabytes, you stream, all of this data being sent all over the world through like cables and wireless.
We're just like a small PC in the small room that just playing some games and living on YouTube. Imagine it like an actual server.
The sheer fact that the internet works at all is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, we've just agreed on a system that, we are gonna send data everywhere all over the place, and we just agree that we are gonna use our devices to forward that data to other people. And that's basically the reason the internet works. Because we just use a lot of devices to just forward packets from one another. And they do it so fast. You've got, like, you complain when there's 70 ping. That's 70 milliseconds.
Yeah.
to like communicate with someone hundreds, if not thousands, of kilometers away. It's ridiculous that this stuff functions.
Guys, I'm 40 ping. What the fuck?
Yeah, how dare this incredibly complex computer system that nobody has ever dreamt of before a certain year, right? How dare it be 40 milliseconds of delay?
Remember when I said I was like in the mountain with a friend,
Yeah.
chilling, and like we went for a walk pretty far away from any villages or anything. There was literally nothing around, and you know, in like the mountains, the antenna and stuff are like pretty strong because of course they build it at a high point, and we were completely lost in the forest, like literally kilometers away. The car, even some like the first person to live was probably 10 kilometers or more away, and I was like on full connection 4G and literally watching a stream on my phone. It was like nonsense. Like, what the fuck? You can like you're not even not connected when you are forest of the side. That's just
there's literally no one here, and yet you can still stream HD video and 60 FPS.
Played an online game with a decent ping. It's crazy.
And that's all through a tiny device that you can just keep in your pocket, and it functions on battery for like a whole day.
Even more if you actually save them.
If you actually use it like even slightly within reason, you absolutely can go for longer.
And that's
crazy.
That's not meant for last more time than one day. There are devices that could last 1 week and stuff, the same rate.
Yep. And if you have a power bank, that increases a lot.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
And you can get those for cheap, basically at any electronics store.
I want to again recharge my phone 5 times, and I just bought 20 euros. So yeah.
Yeah, that's not particularly large, right? It's not like a massive issue to carry that around. It's not like, you know, a car battery where you have to.
It's kind of heavy, but it's not that heavy.
Kind of heavy is not exactly I can't carry this, right? It's just
no. I put it in my back,
slightly annoying.
My backpack, and I don't feel it, but just if you have it in your pocket, it's kind of heavy.
Yeah, it's. How does this stuff work, man? How high? And it's even more funny if you kind of work with technology behind the scenes, if you work with like code, with programming, if you're aware of just how many things are kind of set up, like, you know, essentially binded together with duct tape, it's just the absolute. The absolute complexity of the technology we are using on a daily basis is just you can't even learn all of it. What?
Have you like watched or maybe heard of the first computer? The movie is famous, the imitation game with Alan Turing, who just basically created like hardware as you know it. And software, and like the movie is not really about the technological stuff, but if you search a little bit, this man was the monster. Literally, he's just like
in a positive sense or in a negative sense?
in a positive sense, because like one of the first like how can I say sentence that he say and it's kind of like, yo man, what the fuck, what are you? Is he already worked on like some mathematical stuff and something like that, and he just say when people talk to me and don't actually say what they mean and what they want me to do, I just don't understand. Like, we know today, if you speak to like any device and don't be clear what you actually want exactly, he will not understand and don't do what you want. And he just, like, one of the first things of the movie just said that he works like that. So he needs to understand like everything that you meant, but some of the time he would just cannot because his brain went up, you know. And
it's actually he modeled the computer after his own brain.
Yeah,
like, this is how I think, and it's, you know, it's kind of useful.
Where just his colleagues, I don't know,
colleagues, yeah.
Colleagues are about to get some lunch, and they don't say, "Do you want to get some lunch with us?" You just say, "Hey, Alan, we are getting some lunch," and Alan just say, "Yes, all right,
Okay, yeah, sure."
And I just don't understand that. Mean, come with us. You just don't understand it, and just take focus on what he's doing.
So
and
what you are saying sounds like he was massively autistic.
yeah, he was actually. He was.
Yeah,
and
that sounds about right.
and like this scene is hilarious to me because like 5 or 6 times the man just said, "We are getting some lunch," and I was just.
Yeah, cool.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. I'm not deaf. Yeah.
And the scene is like really funny because you get how he went through the process of creating a machine that actually work like him but faster because it's mechanical and doing automatical shit. That's crazy.
I feel like you kind of have to have a certain degree of autism to actually work with computers in terms of programming.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, but it's another level when you invent them.
Yes, that is. Listen, even in making commercial applications, like when you build stuff for clients, there's degrees of autism you could be doing it at, and I'd like to think I've certainly increased in the autism level over the years, which I consider improvement, but some people might not.
Yeah, and I was curious, so I was just like went to check the work and like the actual scientific part that he created, and this is not comprehensible. This is just a bunch of nonsense line because he like from what I remember, he wrote like a circle with like each part was a specific output, and at the end of this output there was a specific input for the other wheel, and it was just like a large
did he
amount
make a
of
mechanical
wheel.
computer before he did
Yeah, that's the first
one?
yeah that's the on the movie that's the man who cracked Enigma. You see that.
Okay, those were I recall there were some Polish dudes involved in.
Yeah, there was a bunch of other nation people. Yeah, and to crack Enigma, he just actually built the first computer ever. That's why.
I mean,
and yeah, it was mechanical.
Pretty smart solution to the problem.
Not only mechanical, because you taking it was taking like the information electrically, but the like how can I say
actual computation.
There was no software, so the hardware will need to do everything,
Yep.
Testing and stuff. So yeah, there was some wheel and
yeah, it's like how with the first computers, like you couldn't exactly just transfer data digitally, so you had to invent something like punch
that was
cards,
before the software era. So
yeah, of course,
it was weird kind of mechanical thing, but actually it was doing what PC do today. So that's
I mean, it's the same basic concept.
Yeah,
it's just we've taken it to a ridiculous extreme in the modern day, but like the idea is still simple.
Even with we're going to talk about quantum.
He's back. Hello.
Because quantum computing is just crazy.
Quantum computing is absurd. How could you possibly comprehend that? It's absolutely beyond me.
I've had one of the best school time in my life this year because I had a project. It was like you need to talk about something of your degree for 10 minutes. So we've picked quantum computing. Yeah.
Tell me about it. Actually, I'm down to learn something.
And there was a guy in my uni that was I was playing basketball with him since the first week of the uni, and I didn't know it was actually this good at uni, And he was on the last year for this degree on quantum computing. He worked with IBM. I hope you know it. It's like one of them. They have the biggest quantum computer on Earth right now.
They actually have one.
And yeah, they have one. Yeah. There are 6, I think, actual one. on Earth
Does
right
it
now.
like actually work?
Yeah, they work, but in a really small kind of way. Because
Like it's
there
not
are
like
there are a lot of problems right now. If you
I
want to
can
actually,
imagine. It's
because
only
like
a completely different way to build computers.
no, I mean the way is different because
Yes,
you
because
take
the basic
the f-
assumption is no longer
yeah
binary, right? You no longer.
it is, but it's more about wait. Oh, I can try to explain you in English. It's kind of
Try. I mean,
it's
yeah.
kind of hard, and I don't remember every part. But what I remember is there's a long story between the relativity law and the duality of the photons. I think, yeah, photons of the light.
Mhm.
And when a bunch of physicists work on that, they went with a theoretical state. When you don't measure it, it's not 1 or 0. It's between, but
There's a
never either one
probability.
or either result. Yeah, it's only probability.
Yep.
And when you measure
My
it,
dad talks about that all the
it's
time. So
just it's just choose a side and win on it. Like and you don't know where it was exactly. You just know that now it's a 1 or now it's a 0. But
yep, because
you
you've
never
measured it,
know.
right? But
Yeah,
once you've measured it,
because
you know the state
it's
it was at the
yeah.
time of
But
measurement, but then you
when
don't
you
know from it at the next state, right?
yeah
You would still
exactly.
have
But
to check again.
when you don't put anything around this, this is state that's called quantum something. I don't
Quantum
know. Like
entanglement.
yeah, this and when it is a quantum entanglement, you can actually with some I don't remember if it's vibration or some like magnetic signals. I think it's magnetic, but I'm not sure. You can actually put some like small small changes
Mhm.
without breaking the stage,
State,
and
yeah.
that's the way the qubits are working. Qubits are basically everything that can be on this quantum stage. It's like it could
State,
be
right?
yeah states yeah state. It could be photons. It could be metal, but like ions. I don't know what you call it. Is that like plus or minus if you know?
Yeah. I'm following.
It could be like majority of really small objects. It could be most of the thing, and the way it work is just you don't on a classical computer you run the program and you have 0 or 1
Yep, that's
and
what I'm calling it. It's not no longer binary.
yeah and on this quantum thing you run the program a million of time and then you take the statistic of each round for the question,
Mhm.
but it's not the same kind of programming anymore. So there are some basic store as the same as actual binary thing. The principle is the same, but you don't get the same result because what you get is statistic for
Yeah,
each
so
of them.
you're working with a completely different idea of like the basic
Yeah,
unit of data processing is completely different than in
yeah.
binary.
I mean, at the end of each round, you get a 1 or a 0, but that's not what you want. You want the probability
On a fuzzy
after a
set.
million try. So I mean a million. I'm saying a million, but it could be anything. A large number,
This
a
is
really
some
large
kind
number.
of this has got to have something to do with fuzzy logic essentially.
I mean it's just running a lot of because I don't know what you say, but as far as not a 0 or 1, it could persist a lot faster. And
Yep.
the good example is you take a mattress and you put only 0 and a single 1, and you say to the PC that it needs to locate it as fast as possible. And on a regular PC, it will be 9 power of n x power of x basically. You see, because it's like x layer of x column, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And with the quantum computing, it's a log of x. So
so the time complexity of the
yeah,
of
it will
searches
like
actually decreases. That's interesting.
if you give I think it was 100 by 100,
Yeah.
it will normally take around 100,000 take to
Well,
be sure.
100,000 to go through all of it,
Yeah,
right?
to be
And
sure,
then
but with
like
a
on
quantum
average, you would get half
computer,
of that.
no, it would be like 8 or 9 to actually get the one on the all of zero.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time
that's just
actually thinking about how that would work, but I suppose that's
that's
a different paradigm, right?
like it depends of like the how can I say, the algorithm, the object of what you want and stuff, but it could be 2 times faster or like 100,000 times faster. It depends on what you want to do, but
That's
yeah.
very interesting.
And today it's not pretty much working because there's two major problem.
Yeah.
The first one is of course the stability, because if you want to do a lot of like a big amount of
Like, how
measurements.
can you, if it's all probability, how can you depend
No,
on
no,
it to
no.
actually?
It's a big amount of measurements, so you actually need to the state to be long. You see what I mean? And we struggling to have a long state of
To
this
actually hold.
quantum
Oh,
thing,
so it's like, okay,
because
we can do the calculation, but
that's
then we lose the result before we can read it all,
no,
something like that. Or
It's just stop, and it's not precise, so you don't actually trust the results. You
oh,
see what I
so
mean?
okay,
And this
kind
is
of.
like the first problem, but that's not the biggest. It depends. They will change soon, this one, because most of the time it is just because it's not cold enough. When it's cold enough, you can actually separate atoms and have
Actually,
a single one in the middle of an area and stuff. So
what does not
that's
cold enough mean in this case?
that's around minus 350, something like
Isn't
that.
negative 270 Celsius actually like
I mean,
absolute zero?
yeah, it's like close to. Yeah, I'm joking. I don't know, but that's close to close to 10 degrees of the like the minus the
So
maximum
they
of
kind of have
the
to cool
minimum.
it to basically.
Yeah, and there's a lot of process, but the majority of the time is
So
this one
so what you
because
were saying is we should
just
basically
about.
just put it in space. That's what I'm
No,
getting from
because
that.
space is not it's not open that much.
It's not
Space
what?
not open that much. It's not because there's void that the like you can have 0 Kelvin easier. It's not like it's related, but it will need to like the whole part of the
You'll actually need
machine.
a bit more effort
Yeah,
to make use
and
of the low temperature.
the worst problem today is the noise. I
Noise.
think
Or is it
you
very
see
loud?
what's the noise. No,
Oh no, noise
the
in the data sense. Or
yeah, noise in the data sense. Like
okay, yes.
when you send a bit, you are not sure it's gonna be 0 or 1,
Yeah,
because
that's a
probably
major
there will be
issue.
noise.
It's
And
probably gonna be a 0 or a 1.
in regular computing, this is like not that bad, because if you want to be sure, you just send 3 bit for only one,
Yep.
and it's
Yeah,
surely
you add additional data and you can use that additional
yeah.
data to check for errors.
It's
There's a lot of
it's
different techniques you can do to accomplish
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's why you explained to me. That was pretty interesting about that.
Yep.
But on the like quantum
The quantum,
computing
yeah.
side, there is not much you can do to avoid it, because the
Because it's all just
probability is
probability, right?
yeah, but it's nearly 50% now.
Oh,
And when you get down to it, you actually need around 4 or 5 qubit to have one.
to have
And if you
a bit.
want to, yeah, no, it's qubit, quantum bit,
Yeah,
qubit.
no, you have to have a couple qubits to actually encode one bit
Yeah,
and be sure it
that's
is
around.
actually gonna be that bit.
Yeah, you need around 3 or 4 qubits to actually have one working bit qubit. So
That's a lot of additional data.
yes, I mean not only the data, it's we're struggling to have a lot of is close one to another that have the same wave, the quantum wave, because they if you want to, there's something called intrication. may have heard of it. It's
Don't think I
you
have,
need
or maybe
you
in
want
different language.
them to be in like in the same kind of state, so they need to be related. If they are not, it's not working. so the more you get, the less stable it is. So today, I think the most large quantum computer we have is like around 32 or 35 qubits. But when you think of it, it's like less than 10 working qubit.
The
And
rest of them are just kind of there, but we can't really
yeah,
use them.
and if you want to like actually use a quantum computer and for it to be useful, it's like yeah, we get to this part later. But if you want it to be useful, you need around 100 working bits. So you need a 400 qubit actually, and we are not even close to 50.
Okay.
So
we are
yeah, we
still
have
pretty
time.
far away from
Yeah,
from
we
this
have time.
actually functioning.
And the like the how can I say, the most changing thing you can do is simulating reality, because on the normal computer this is pretty hard. You can do it, but you have to cheat on something, use some tricky
Yeah,
tips.
it's like computer graphics, right? You are kind
yeah,
of
but it's not
pretending.
graphics, because on graphics you how can I say, you don't render them as if they were a bunch of atoms. You render them as a bunch of pixel, not something that will actually be atoms, like the same of you and me, you know.
Well, you kind of
And
computer graphics, except for ray tracing, it's usually just cheating in ways that. So, like, how
no,
can
no.
I get this thing done in using less processing?
but
How can I fake it so it
that's
looks close enough?
that's what we wanted back at the time when we invented those. We didn't want
We
it to
still
recreate
want
the
it because
reality. But
we still don't
like
have the processing power necessary. But what
yeah,
I
but
understand from
to
quantum computers, they will have that.
probably, but not probably not as our lifetime.
Well,
and
worth giving
the
a shot.
major usage you can have, it's simulating reality. So a good example, if on pharmaceutical research, sometimes you need to test a lot of those.
Yep.
Through a lot of chemical thing and stuff.
You can actually
And the
simulate
thing
that in
you
a computer
can,
instead.
yeah, you can just run it for a week, and it will make you like 2 or 3 years testing this chemical in 1 week, and no one will get hurt. You don't need to kill animals. You don't need to. So yeah, it's just a lot quicker and a lot cheaper.
Yep. This sounds
But
like good stuff, although also
you need a
interesting
lot
with
of you need a lot of qubits, and we don't have those.
it doesn't
Today.
quite work as per usual in computing. It seems to be that way.
The first result, you can estimate something working at 70 qubit, so it will make like around 15 working qubit, and this will like start to make some small improvement, like big calculation and stuff. But that's not simulating reality. Simulating reality is far away, really far away.
Okay, so
Today we can't even, with like the IBM one, they can't even how can I say, simulate two atoms one close to another. They can't do that. They can't process the relation between two atoms.
it's too much.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah,
Dude, there's some interesting stuff waiting for future people.
I don't know.
Whole bunch of crazy issues.
This is not on a daily basis usage. Pretty much, it will just be helpful for researchers and stuff. That's not going to change our life.
Well, not yet.
No, this is not useful for playing games and stuff.
I bet. Well, playing games maybe not, but I bet the things that this allows us to do, like for example, if you have faster processing power, that means, for example, you can, like, just like how you said with faster computations to simulate reality, right? You could run that, use that improvement to, for example, teach AI, kind of like how you said you
Yeah.
could be used to
I was,
make test
I
drugs.
was about.
You could
Yeah, I
teach
was about no.
AI, and that could invent stuff we don't currently even dream of being
I
real.
was about to say something with AI.
Yeah.
If you can simulate reality, so you actually have a pretty good quantum computer working, you can do something that's called parallel something, and basically you can run simultaneously a really large number of like different experiments. For example,
Mm-hmm.
you make a single reference code and you say to your PC you're going to change a single line and redo the exact experiment,
Mm-hmm.
and we want only the ones that could pass this test.
Genetic
And
algorithms, something like
no,
that.
probably AI,
Sounds
probably
similar.
AI. Yeah, it could be similar. I'll
Sounds
use it,
similar to
but with
genetic
AI,
algorithms are basically like this. You make an algorithm that is composed of small bits called genes, and then you start with a couple of those, and you have a certain function that decides if the solution that you can actually, like, the current function is good enough or not.
that's
And then
called
you change some
evolution
parameters
theory.
slightly. You're like, yeah, it's using evolution theory but in computing to actually invent stuff. There's a great video on someone using it to make
That's
to import videos into geometry dash levels. It's hilarious.
that's what the fuck. But yeah, no, it's just on the AI. I don't remember the test. You remember see that? Like, there's a test to say if it's a human or a robot.
Turing test?
Probably,
It's
I
the
don't know.
Turing test, yeah, surely.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, this one. I mean, yeah, Turing, same guy.
Yep.
And
It's probably a reason why they called it that.
yep, I think he invented that. I mean,
And then he
there's
perfected
like
it.
there's a way you can make a single code and say to your quantum computer to change it until he passed his test, and you will find it.
So it's like a completely. We are now working on automating inventing things. Kind of.
Not now, but soon. Yeah.
Yeah, like well, of course it's not now, but the idea is that it's kind of what Edison did actually. So Edison had found a way to kind of automate the process of inventing stuff. It's like part of his business model.
What's a mugger? What's a
Have we ever
mugger?
played the co-op or finished the co-op? In Portal 2, we've played the co-op. I have a couple of clips of that. We've tried to get an achievement to get through a chapter without dying, and we've spectacularly failed. Is there a mugger in this city? A Canadian mugger. We'll certainly put the Canadian mugger somewhere in the city.
What's a mugger? What the fuck?
That's the character I made for Tari. You know, the guy with a helmet and like a coat.
You call him
And
mugger?
he calls him a Canadian mugger for some reason.
Alright.
That shot from Nebu Holy. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Global American Empire.
Do you know what that
Fuck.
shortens to?
No.
The gay. GAE. Hello.
The fuck?
What?
Alright. Oh, nothing.
It's the global American empire. You better respect it. Okay, so while we were talking about all of this cool stuff, I've added a train here. I've done some buildings down there.
I didn't say much, but I like the thing on the bridge. I really like it.
This thingy? Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I also like it. It's like this little bridge. I've added some railings here for safety. Maybe, perhaps.
Struggle with the rail.
Yeah, I've made this a wall, which I think looks pretty good. Instead of this empty space that was here before, I think this works pretty well. I've added like a little, I don't know, something with a roof there and a wall. And I think that's. Oh yeah, I've added a fountain here. That's kind of weird with those three pipes up on the top,
I
but
mean,
that
it
surely
could
can
be a
be refined.
destroyed one. Could be a destroyed
Yeah,
one.
I'd imagine it would be some maybe pipes, you know. There's certainly a lack of pipes in here. I've removed the box around this roof because I forgot to remove it before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
this is pretty
The
good.
decoration at the bottom right also.
What
Okay.
here?
We could, you know what? Look
Yeah.
at the factory and the big tower. We could actually make some brands to put there.
Ooh, this
Because
could be interesting.
we don't have them right now, and this could be good to the picture.
There's well, we've
What?
got some ideas for that, right? We've got like this banner on the tower. We've got the banner on the factory. We've got some logos, some names.
Terry. Oh yeah, just send me the Canadian mugger. What the fuck
Canadian
mugger?
mugger.
It's not
Mugger? A
because
mugger is
it's
someone who
Czech,
mugs
it's
people, so
called
he's like
Canada.
stealing stuff.
But Terry's not Canadian. What the fuck?
He's well. I sure hope he's not Canadian in spirit. That would be horrible. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare. You know, accuse him of being Canadian. I would be. I think that would be very rude of me to do.
What the fuck is?
What?
Yeah, I know you're German. That's what it said.
Yeah.
The character is. Yeah. Why the fuck did you send me the says guy? I know them.
Wait, he sent you who?
In private chat.
Yeah,
private
but
Discord.
who did he send to you?
Do you remember the Among Us character you made?
Yeah.
I don't know why you sent me that. Just...
That's funny. So the guy I'm talking about is basically like, you know, he's got a helmet and then goggles and then he's got a bunch of those.
Yeah, but he's saying he called him like that because he had a knife carrying with him the whole time. I don't see why.
I don't see how that means Canadian.
Yeah.
Honestly. I am not following the link between carrying a knife and being Canadian.
I don't get it either.
I'd think that would make you a Londoner, not necessarily Canadian. Maybe there's a London in Canada. There probably is one.
Because of a second, I know, but you said what you said about the knife, and I call him mugger because he carries a knife with him. That's why the fuck. Because it's cold. I know it's cold, but why the fuck the knife?
There you go. London is a city in southwestern Ontario, Canada, along the Quebec City Windsor corridor. The city has a population of 422,000.
What the fuck is happening? Oh, what the heck is happening right now?
What did you do? Explain yourself.
I think I've switched the mod. Like, it's not HTML anymore because the color changed.
No, that might be in my stream.
No, that's on my entire PC. I now have a blue filter. What the fuck? I didn't touch anything.
Yeah. Maybe you have one set up like to go off automatically.
No. But why the fuck at like 11 path 3 to do that? What the fuck did I change? I think I unplugged something.
There's a blue light filter built into Windows at this time. Like you can actually you don't actually have to install software.
I unplugged something. Is there something unplugged?
Unplug your monitor.
Yep, it was.
Let's see. Well, the monitor was unplugged?
No, the HDMI cable.
Oh, well. But I didn't think you can unplug because I know for VGA.
But I have two things. I have VGA and HDMI. I just choose whatever I want.
Oh, you have both connected?
Yeah, and now it's switching from one another without saying, like, actually asking me nothing. What the fuck?
That's weird.
This is switching from what?
Putting the boat on.
All right. I'm not touching nothing. It's working.
Leave me alone. I'm not touching anything.
I was saying, you know what's funny?
What is funny?
I'm going to Canada yes, in next week, next Wednesday.
Next week? That's soon.
I wasn't really aware. My grandmother just like took some tickets and stuff and say, "Oh, you want to go to Canada? Because I have some tickets." I was like, I mean, yeah,
cool, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Canada, the country of the leaf. Yeah.
Because my brother is like working a little bit over there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Just said to me, "Yeah, you want to go there?" I was like, "Yeah, well, why not? I don't have much to do right now."
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll just go to Canada. Why not?
What?
Okay, that's
What bottom right do you mean? What bottom right?
What do you
Sorry,
mean?
you I don't know. He's sending me some text I don't understand. What bottom right do you mean? There's nothing in the bottom right except it's Tom Dudaloff toward character.
Oh, this guy?
No. He sent me something like one of your sketch. That's I don't know.
Possible. I don't know.
I don't understand what he's trying to say to me.
I am going to sue him for copyright. How dare you save my image, my private image, to your hard drive? Do not take that screenshot. This is my image.
I think I have most of your work downloaded on my PC.
Feel free. I don't mind.
I mean, I don't really use it. It's just I have it. I don't know why.
I've actually named my folder with my own stuff on my phone is named after because somebody told me that she's saving images, like what I draw onto a folder, named like towards art, and I've named my folder that, and it's stayed like that ever since. It's really, it's really nice to know that some people do appreciate this stuff enough to actually like put it on a personal hard drive. Cool stuff. It's always a surprise when it happens. I'm never expecting it. It's like, oh, really? You like stuff? Cool. Very glad. I'm adding pipes to this fountain because I figured it doesn't look steampunky enough without pipes.
I don't understand what is this talking about. I really don't understand.
I don't know. If it's something I could understand, send it to me and I'll try.
No, but like it's showing some sketch and it's saying those are the prototypes of my character, but the prototypes that he's talking about have like nothing in common with this character. And then
it might be from like when I was actually sketching this stuff, because I was probably in.
Yeah, but in the same picture, there's the character who is finished.
Well, yeah, because instead of drawing and then like, hiding the previous version, you can easily have.
You gotta understand why I'm struggling.
I've got to have that in the sketches folder somewhere.
He sent me this, and and the circled one. He said that those are the prototype.
Wait,
okay, what the fuck?
Yes.
What the fuck? But there's nothing in common, Dort.
Yes.
How is this like how this is the prototype of this?
There's something in the
this what the fuck, Dort?
There's like the little badge on the two guys says like, "Hello, I'm Tari," something like that. I think I can't exactly remember what happened. Like, what was the initial prompt for those? We are definitely, because this page is just entirely drawn while I was talking with someone in VC, and then
Well, I literally in the tree. That's cool sketch.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good in terms of quality. Part of it was certainly we were talking about how we play Gartic Phone from time to time, and Quack was talking. Or someone else was talking about that we should come up with some kind of design for, each of our characters to be easy to draw in Gartic Phone with a mouse, so that we can make more funny things like whale dies, something like that, and actually draw it. and those you can see like the four heads in there simplified to the most basic lines, but that's probably still too complex. And I think that was the conclusion. But in the meantime, we probably also thought
not
about
everyone, Terry.
how Tari needs a character as well.
Yeah.
And
you
then
just
we
say
probably
that to me.
yeah, we probably brainstormed some ideas for that, and that's the Canadian mugger is what finally stuck.
That's like, I don't see the Canadian mugger, but I like the character.
I think it's probably from some kind of France J picture, based on the what is it called? The goggles are from a France J picture. I'm fairly certain. And then from I don't actually know where the helmet comes from. I genuinely have no clue how that happened. I'd say I made an improvement to the fountain. I think this is way better than the weird stuff I had before.
I probably have a pick. What do you mean? I have a pick of what? I don't know what I was talking about most of the time, man.
He's got the France J picture that initially happened. I could probably.
But why is he saying that to me?
I don't know. I don't know why he's DMing you that if he doesn't. I don't know. Probably because he can't send pictures on YouTube.
Alright.
Let's see. Surely if I search...
You said the helmet was inspired from the soldier. You're reading right now. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm reading right now.
There you go. This guy's now on the time lapse.
Oh, wait.
Guest appearance. For one frame.
Oh, we don't see it. Oh, do we?
Okay, that is pretty funny. It's the one frame of France J. That's too funny to me. It shouldn't be.
Do we see it on the
right.
YouTube?
What?
Yeah, we do.
So, okay. So, what I'm thinking is this is probably a decent point to stop this right now, because I think this sketch is in a very good state now.
Yeah. Frankly. Wait, I don't see it. I don't see it.
We've pretty much filled all the space. Pretty much filled all the space available in here. In terms of there's still more stuff to be added on roofs, maybe some details to be added to buildings.
Yeah, but that's like the coloring and
yeah, we can easily add it in the coloring stage. So it would be a good moment to think about what the next step is going to be. Maybe I should actually
fix a color palette first.
You know what? I'll make, because I have a checklist for streaming, but why not have another checklist for to do? And that's not going to be a checklist; it's going to be a to do list.
But okay, Terry. I don't know how to react to that.
It's cool. It's just still DMing you stuff.
Yeah.
This man is very determined to let you know exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
He even sent me the goggles, but it's a GIF, and there's actually several different instances of France J goggles.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Anyway, on the to do, I am going to place color palette, and then probably color shading. So shading in terms of light, direction, time of day, also color palette for shades, like shade palette. Overgrowth.
No, that's the last thing. First we colorize and then we add.
Do you think? Do you think we should render the entire picture first and then render it again, but overgrown?
Yeah, there's probably some like zone of it that will not that much overgrown, or like not at all overgrown. So I think just like probably maybe you know what, we start something like maybe we start like the factory part. We
Yeah.
start colorizing the factory part, and then when we're done with the factory part, just colorizing the overgrown part, we choose if we want to do this like two at the same time or like separate them. Because I think
It's a good idea to figure it out as we go along.
right now we don't really know how it's gonna go, so it's just maybe try something, like finish a little area and then choose. Because I don't know.
Agreed. So okay, so good color palette, shading. Oh yeah, logo design for different
brand design also. Yeah,
brands.
logo and brand.
Logo / brand / ad design. Because there's like some banners and stuff. That would be that is gonna be an interesting tangent, because we could look at like older advertisements, how they were done.
Yeah.
And just take a look at that.
Yep.
Figure some stuff out. Okay, anything else we need to?
Probably.
I'm gonna rendering practice. I'm just gonna put on the list because I feel like this is not gonna go well without that.
Probably is a good idea.
I will need to learn a whole lot to render this picture. It's what a crazy idea to actually do this.
That's a cool idea also.
It is cool. It's also completely crazy.
I mean, we knew it was going to take some time. So it's just.
I mean, yeah.
Going through it, we have the time.
True, but it's still crazy. Okay, that's the 2do.txt. My general amount of rest is catching up to me. Yeah, okay. I think this is a good place to leave it for today.
Yeah.
We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. A lot of it was talking about quantum computing and random stuff, but there's also been a bunch done, so I think that's fine.
It's just like the last few pieces of details. That's yeah.
Okay, let's export the time lapse. Surely I haven't done it already on this computer, but it generally should be faster because this laptop supposedly is faster than the previous one I had. And not just supposedly, because I have, from completely anecdotal evidence, but I have been using it to program and I can notice that it has sped up. So I am glad to have bought it. This is totally not post justification for my purchase. I would never do that. I am obviously an enlightened human that is beyond such lowly, I don't even know the word I'd use for that, but you get the point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, listen, because I am lazy, just please fill in the joke for me yourself in your own free time.
I was on blue screen mode, and I was not thinking at all, so it just couldn't help.
Hold on. Where is the... Oh, it's not there because it's full screen, isn't it? Stupid. Yep, films and TV cannot be live streamed on Discord if you put it in full screen mode for some reason. Really weird. Why did they do it like that? I have no idea. But they did. Okay, so with that, I just need to switch OBS and then hit play and let's watch it. We started with a train in the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
And then some detail on that building down there. And the tangent about colors and how they are stored, the bridge in the middle, the background there, a bit more on the train. Yeah, the fountain with those weird wobbly pipes. Railings there, details in the wall over on the left. Then some naming and reorganizing of layers, and then finally.
Yeah, it's not much of changes because it's just some details, but I really like them.
Yeah, this feels pretty complete now.
Yeah,
I think this is a good state for the sketch, and very very happy about that. Let's export it. While I'm at it.
Wait, I can actually check it. What day have we started? 2 months ago? Damn.
What, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
5th of March. What the fuck?
5th of March, and it's already May. Crazy. Time flies, man, in a ridiculous fashion.
Yeah. Yep.
Honestly, especially recently, I've been doing a lot of designing for my work.
And I'm done with uni today.
Very
year.
cool.
Yeah.
Already have free time.
I have free time, but
Freedom?
I don't know if I succeed or not, so it's kind of stressful. Anyway.
Oh, so it's not quite done until you.
I mean,
actually,
I finished. Like I don't have school, I don't have exams anymore, but just I don't have the results. So yeah.
It's not quite over when you're still waiting for the results. In the back of your mind, you are still like, processing and thinking.
I will get them around the 9th of June, something like that. So still 2 weeks going. Terry's asking, will this be a big time lapse? I think this will be around 30 minutes of time lapse at the end of it.
We'll see how long the time lapse is. I'm saving a time lapse essentially from each
now
stream.
From now it's around 6-7 minutes in total.
That is if I don't speed it up, of course, because I could.
I mean, you don't really need to speed it up. I like the fact that 2 hours is 40 seconds. That's good, I think.
Yeah, but if you have like a whole process time lapse, then maybe I don't know if anybody would watch half an hour of time.
You can do like the normal rate and then the speed rate, maybe plus 2, so people can choose if they want to watch the full thing of 30 minutes of the quick one in 5. You see?
Yeah, I could. Like, I don't mind having 2 different versions. When they're trying not to die in the stage 4 of Portal 2, I remember that, and you've killed me. I will never forgive you for that. This man, I even have clips of that because we were going through a lot of effort to not die. It was, I think, the last chamber to get an achievement, and then it's like he had to hit a very precise jump to actually not die because we've managed to get ourselves stuck on a button, and then he did hit it, and then at the easy section where all he had to do was to shoot like another portal for me to get to the exit, he just shot me into the deadly goop. This is a horrible death. I have suffered great pain and I demand reparations immediately. Give me $1,000, damn it. Alright, anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream because this is just rambling and there's not even any drawing, so it doesn't count. Alright, thank you very much for watching. This is the end of this stream. Next stream we're gonna pick something from the todo.txt, which I've written down. It's hopefully saved on the hard drive, and yeah, fun times ahead. There's gonna be finally some other color than red and white on this drawing at some point in the near future. There's gonna be some logo design, exciting stuff. So see you on the next stream, which is most likely at the same time next week. Goodbye.